think, first of all, we just had a outstanding football game between two teams Saturday. I thought it was a great atmosphere and just a great hard-fought game. Coach Berry and his staff, I think they do a great job over there. The kids play hard. And I just thought, our kids really, when we got down to the second quarter, were able to fight back. Proud of the way they did that. And, for us to win the game at the end on a kick, was proud of Billy Pritchard for making that kick. So it was a great game. Now we got another great challenge on the road going against Arkansas State.
Hey, Coach, first question's coming from Winston-Salem. Caller, please go ahead.
Hey, Scott, this is Tommy Bowman. How you doing?
Good, Tom. How you doing?
Just fine. Saturday, you touched on this a little bit. You said, I think, 4 weeks ago after the Liberty loss, things started to turn. What do you think happened? What happened then?
Well, I just think there's been a couple things that happened for us. I think, we made a lineup change, a few lineup changes after that game there. We did offensive line-wise, adding a couple guys on the right side with Bo Nunn at right tackle and Kobe Gauss at right guard, Parker Collins at left guard. And then defensively, we started with Trell Gibbs at corner, Devin Stringer at outside backer, and then Boggs at inside backer. So we became 4 true freshmen out there. But we got some players on the field that we feel that can make plays for us. Those guys, and I tell you, we've been practicing really hard. The last month has really gotten out after practice-wise. Our preparation has been really good.
Yeah. As far as players, I mean, any sense in an attitude change? I mean, it would have been awfully easy after that one to have, for lack of a better term, thrown in the towel at that point.
Yeah.
These guys. Just, is there anything that maybe sparked, the turn? Just frustration? What?
Yeah, I think a little bit of frustration. I think, we were coming, Southern Miss game was really close. We didn't finish it off, of course, the Liberty game, and it was, I think, defensively a little bit frustrated and a little bit hurt the fact that they give up, that many points. And I think, but I think the thing that we talked about with this team is we're such a young team and they're so resilient in the fact that they just go out and practice so hard every day. They just, really didn't faze them. As far as the mental aspect of it goes, I think they just continue to work, and I think we've just gotten better and better as the season has gone on. We're certainly not arrived yet, but I think we've gotten better and better just because we're working hard. I mean, those guys are really getting after it each and every week in practice. Individually, we've gotten better, then that means collectively we've got better as a team.
Right. Is this a pretty easy sell to get your guys to embrace this challenge ahead? The next 2 road games against maybe the top 2 teams in the league.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge for us. I think what we've done the last 3 games is just given us a little confidence to know that we can go out and compete against these teams. I think our kids won't shy away from the teams we're getting ready to play. I think they're going to go out there and continue to play hard. I think they know if they execute, fully execute, and take care of the ball and do all the things we've been coaching them to do, and they've been doing, that we'll have a great chance of getting a win. But but we're not necessarily focusing on that. We're focusing on the fundamentals of it, just trying to get better with those fundamentals, and that'll help the outcome.
Yep. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you. Our next questions come from Columbia, Missouri. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Coach. This is First Shelby, the Democrat Gazette in Little Rock. How are you?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, you touched on a little bit, but kind of, if you don't mind, go back to that one.
Go back to what? I'm sorry.
Are you still with us?
Yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah, we'll try to get back to you there, but we'll continue on. Our next questions come from Boone, North Carolina. Caller, please go ahead.
Hey, Scott. This is Steve Darrow with the paper. You were talking to Tommy a little bit about some of the things that you're doing better. I think one thing that stands out, for me at least, is your red zone. We used to really talk about how ineffective you were, then all of a sudden it seems like it's almost automatic. If you would just address that a little bit.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it a little bit midway through the season. One of the big things that was hurting us was turnovers. We had 6, we have 6 turnovers in the red zone, and that really killed us early on in the season. And then I think, and then we missed a few kicks. And so we've just gotten better. I think running the football has really helped us over the last month, especially down in the red zone. to be able to come off the ball and punch the ball in the end zone. I think that's helped. And then we've taken care of the football down in the red zone. That's been a huge factor for us. And the guys have gotten a little bit of confidence when we get down there to know, hey, putting the other struggles. We really worked on it in practice the last month. I mean, like I told you guys earlier, the last month we focused on the red zone every Tuesday and Wednesday in practice. Our 2 work days have been focused in the red zone, and that's been huge for us as well.
The changes up front, does that help a lot? I guess it kind of goes with the running game. The guys are fumbling or hanging on the ball. It all kind of adds molds together.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all kind of works together, and I think, we didn't run the ball as well as we have liked this past weekend, but the guys did a great job in the pass pro. A team that had a lot of sacks coming in, and they didn't get any sacks this past weekend. So offensive line-wise, has really played well the last month, and that's really, why I think we've done such a good job offensively.
Of course, part of that not running so well is probably due to your opponent. They're not exactly chopped liver.
No, I'm telling you, they do a great job defensively. The kids not only have a good scheme, but they play hard, and they really, really sell out to stopping the run, and it shows that each and every week when they play their opponent.
Speaking of opponents, you've got one coming up that's also pretty good on both sides of the ball. They're ranked relatively high in the league in yards and all that. If you would just talk about what they do and what they like to do and all that.
Yeah, well, number one thing that stands out for them is speed. I think they have speed all over the field, offensively, defensively, and, of course, on special teams. They play fearlessly. I mean, their head coach is not afraid to try anything, any kind of trick play or deception-type play. They really play loose there. And I think they do have some really good skill kids offensively. They can make some plays in the receiving core. They have an outstanding running back. Their quarterback's playing really well. They put a lot of pressure on you, and they keep it on you constantly throughout the whole game. Their defense has done a great job of turning the ball over, and now they're number 1 in sacks with 31 sacks in the league now. So another team that really gets after the passer. So, we've got a huge challenge to get against this team.
What is it about them that get some sacks? They just bull rush you 4-3?
Well, again, I think they utilize their speed. They have some speed guys, and I think they're good in the secondary. So now, therefore, a quarterback doesn't feel as comfortable, getting rid of the football. If you have to hold it another extra second, then they're going to be able to get on you. And I think that's what they've been able to do to get after these passes is a little bit of combination of good pass rushes and secondary plays to good.
I guess when people talk about running backs, obviously running the ball is important, but how important is it for your guys? You only have one of them back there to pass protect. How big a priority is that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's been big for us. Marcus did an outstanding job this past week picking up, Monroe's a big blitz team, and he had to pick up blitz several times. And then when they didn't blitz, he's getting out. And so he just does a great job of recognizing when to stay in, when to get out. And Taylor did a good job of dumping it off to him. He had 5 catches in this past game. So, but that is big for us. I mean, we don't just release our backs. We ask our backs to protect, and they've done a good job with that. And that's part of the reason why we didn't give up a sack last week.
And finally, I know Tommy touched on this a little bit, but you've won some games now in a row. 3 in a row.
Yep.
And that's a lot better than losing 3 in a row. You would just talk about the mood of the practices. Is like a cloud has been lifted, or?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's nothing like winning first and foremost. I mean, everybody will tell you that it helps makes everything better. The food tastes better. Walking around, talking to people, you're just in a better mood. It's just a lot. Everybody's a lot more chipper. So we obviously love to win, and I think it just solidifies all the hard work that you've been putting in. But the game of football, it's one at a time, and it's what have you done for me lately? I mean, you always have to look forward to the next opponent, and you can't dwell on anything in the past, and that's kind of what we've done. We focused on the next opponent, and now all our focus now is on Arkansas State.
Appreciate it, Scott.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you, and let's try to head back to our guy with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hey, Coach, sorry about that. I'm driving, and I think I hit a dead spot here. But
okay.
I'll just have one, and I'll let you go. But, I think you've probably been asked a variation of this question a lot this year. But, kind of first year in the FBS, what's been kind of the biggest thing you've had to make up for, your biggest deficiency, I guess, for the lack of a better word? I mean, have those kind of shown up a lot during the season, or?
Well, I mean, we knew this coming in. I think, and probably most teams will say it, but depth is probably the biggest thing. When you're talking about depth, not only offense and defense, but where it really hits you is, I think, in special teams. Because if you're only using your starters, then they're getting wore down. So most teams will try to use some of the backup guys on their special teams, and if that's the case, then sometimes you end up slacking a little bit in your special teams. That's just the biggest challenge for us is just, we're a young team anyway, so we play a lot of young players, but so our depth is the issue. But we're gaining on it as we go, but that'll be the biggest challenge for us, and it has been thus far.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.